we will do a couple of more examples for a significance test for the significance of the linear correlation coefficient. Let's assume that we calculate an R of 0.801 using n equals 10 data points. We want to test the significance of the linear regression line using both methods. Remember, the null hypothesis is that the rho is equal to 0, which is the linear correlation in the population between the two variables being non-existent. And the alternative is that the rho is not equal to 0, which means in the population those two variables have a significant linear correlation. They gave us an R of 0.801. They gave us an n of 10. The degrees of freedom will have to be 8. And we want to find the test statistic. So here I'm going to just copy and paste from my Excel sheet from the previous problem. Only I'm going to reverse a little bit the process. So here they are giving me the R 0.801. And therefore I'm going to find R squared by squaring this R instead of backwards where Excel gives it to me. And they gave me n to be 10. So the degrees of freedom will be 8. I can find after that using the data above, the 4 rows above, the test statistic. They are asking me for alpha to be hopefully 0.05 maybe. And let me double check. It doesn't indicate so we will assume it is 0.05. And I need the p-value that we found. So the test statistic is this. Let me see, I never calculated the p-value here. Let me insert a line. All right, let's calculate the p-value using the t distribution. So equals t distribution, two-tail, x is this test statistic, and comma, degrees of freedom will be up here, and this is my p-value. So 3.7844. P-value approximately 0.005355. This is less than alpha, assuming that alpha is, let's say, 0.05. Therefore, my decision is to reject the null hypothesis. And the conclusion is that at the 5% significance level, there is a significant linear correlation. So rho is significant. And therefore, I can use the line to make predictions. The critical value method will be the same. My R is 0.801. My alpha is 0.05. My n is 10. My degrees of freedom is 8. Based on that data, I have calculated in Excel the critical value t to be 2.306 and the critical value R to be 0.6319. And the R that I have is greater than the critical R, which means it is in the critical area, remember that the critical T and the critical R will indicate what are the bounds of the tails. So when we are here, when you find your critical T, the critical area is below the negative value of it and above the positive value of it. When you find the critical R, it's the same thing. The critical area will be below negative 6.32 or above positive 6.32, and my R was above 0.632. Therefore, rho is significant. That's the linear correlation of the two variables in the population. There is a linear correlation, and therefore I can use the line to make predictions. Let's try this one again at the 5% significance level. Suppose you calculate an R equal to negative 0.776 with n equals 6 data values, so degrees of freedom n minus 2 will be 4. And you want to test the significance of the linear regression line using both methods. Remember, your null hypothesis is that there is no linear correlation versus the alternative that there is a linear correlation. And again, I'm going to copy and paste in my statistics spreadsheet all of these to get my values in. So my R is negative 0.776 and the N was 6. And the p-value here, it's a two-tail distribution. It needs the value of x to be positive. So I'm going to use the absolute value. ABS is the function for the absolute value that will give me a positive value. So here I get a test statistic of negative 2.46 approximately. I get a p-value of approximately 0.07. So negative 2.46. It had some other decimals here. The p-value was approximately 0.07. It was with more accuracy 0.069644. This p-value is greater than alpha. I failed to reject the null hypothesis. The null hypothesis was that there is no linear correlation between the variables. So at the 5% significance level, I don't have sufficient evidence to support that there is a significant linear correlation, and the line should not be used for prediction. So write your conclusion here. And then you can conclude that the line should not be used for prediction. Remember that Excel will give you the line, but you just did a test that indicates that it doesn't provide a good model to predict the one variable based on the other. The critical value method should also give you the same answers. The R is negative 0.776, the alpha is 5%, the N is 6, and the degrees of freedom is 4. Again, from my Excel, the critical value of T over here is 2.776, and the R critical is 0.8114. Remember, these are plus or minus values because you do have a negative R. And the critical value was plus or minus 0.811401. So the critical area would have been here outside of, so below negative 0.811 and above 0.811 but our R is over here. This is our R of negative 0.776. Our R is actually larger than negative 0.811. We are not in the critical area, and therefore we fail to reject the null hypothesis. And at the 5% significance level, we cannot support the claim that there is a linear correlation between the two variables, and therefore the line should not be used for predictions. Now, when you are doing a test for significance of the correlation coefficient, you calculate the line from the sample. This is a line of best fit. We want to use this line for the sample as an estimation for the best fit line of the population. But examining the scatter plot and testing the significance of the correlation coefficient will help us determine if it is an appropriate model to do this. And to do this, you have to have some underlying assumptions for the test for significance. And this is that there is a linear relationship in the population that models the average value of y for varying values of x. In other words, the expected value of y for each particular value lies on a straight line in the population. We do not know the equation of the line for the population. We estimate it with our sample data. Our regression line from the sample is our best estimate. The y values for any particular x value are normally distributed about the line. What does that mean? You have y values concentrated close to the line for every vertical value of x, and then less and less values in some normal fashion are farther away from the line. But the majority of the data, based on the empirical rule, are very close to the mean value of y estimated for that particular value of x. Assumption 1 implies that these normal distributions are centered on the line. The means of these normal distributions of y values lie on the line. And you see this here, that these normal distributions have their means, which happen to be the median and the mode, go through the line. The standard deviations of the population y values about the line are equal for each value of x. In other words, each of these normal distributions of y values has the same shape and spread around the line. The residual errors are mutually independent, so there is no pattern, and the data are produced from a well-designed random sample or randomized experiment.